Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Ryan Ennis. Ryan, how are you doing, man?
I am doing swell. And how are you?
Good. Trying to dry out after the crazy storms we had yesterday.
Yeah, you really can't even tell over here, but then again, you live in the boonies, so I'm sure you got like a lot of dirt and mud.
Oh, dude, it sucked. Trying to go into a show last night, I'm like walking all the way around to avoid all the mud.
Damn.
Because like where you go in, it's like grass and dirt, but it's more dirt than anything.
Yeah.
So that was an adventure. On top of that, I'll tell you this story I heard. I wasn't there, but Game Changer Wrestling, who's one of the top indie companies right now, they ran in Philly Thursday night at the Fusion Lounge, I think it is. Anyway, I was doing the draft show with Lance. Excuse me, and I get a text from somebody that someone that was driving a Corvette slammed and crashed their Corvette into the ring truck. And I was like, no way, this isn't possible. So there was a couple people I knew that were wrestling on that show from last night, and I asked them about it. They're like, yeah, this like doctor guy, they think basically destroyed his Corvette hitting the ring truck, and they went to go like check on him, and they think he was like really inebriated.
So this happened last night?
Thursday night.
Oh. Was the ring truck destroyed?
No, the Corvette was destroyed.
Oh. I don't want to say that's good, but that's good.
No, but it was like one of the weirdest things, because the guy's telling me the whole story, and he goes, I went to like check on this person to make sure they were okay, and there's like oil and gas leaking all in the road, and the guys had it must have been one of the newer ones where you just have like the touch start.
Yeah.
You push the button, and he's like, the guy kept trying to push the button to start the car back up, and he's like, I had to grab him, and I'm like, no, don't do that.
That's crazy.
How he was like so messed up, and I was just like, only in wrestling would you hear something crazy like that.
Well, was the guy at the wrestling show? Or was he just a random guy?
He was just a random guy.
Oh, so.
But that was my crazy story that happened earlier this week. How are you doing with your shoulder and all that stuff?
Fucking this whole process can ingest a satchel of Richards.
I know, it's hurry up and wait.
Yeah, everybody could just eat a bag of dicks.
Tell me how you really feel, Ron.
Nah, I wouldn't want to offend anybody with how I really feel.
I know, I was just messing with you.
So I went with my PG version, which is suck a bag of dicks.
Hey, that's PG for you.
Yeah. No, I'm doing alright. Just chilling.
Have you tried out the new Mortal Kombat?
Nope. I'm not good at those games, so I'm not paying $60-something.
I understand the graphics look amazing.
Yeah, the game looks cool. Absolutely. Eventually, I've been playing. Actually, of all things, Minecraft with one of my buddies.
Yeah, you said you got back into it.
Yeah, and the last couple of days because it's free right now, or it's part of the Game Pass. I've been playing Just Cause, which is a very arcadey shooter, but you could blow things up like so much shit is fucking destroyable. You can wingsuit around, go right into your parachute, go back into your wingsuit. I'm doing it as we speak. Blow like it's just fucking amazing.
Sounds like fun.
I can hijack planes from the ground, creative ways to get all the way up in the air. You can set up these balloons so you can like throw a balloon onto a car, then attach yourself to the car. So as the balloon's pulling the car up, you're being pulled up too. Go take over a fucking plane. It's so fucking crazy.
It sounds like fun.
But
But
yeah,
But all right, before we get into the news and stuff this week, don't forget to check out our social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at ASC Pods. You can find our entire catalog on B Plus Player Radio. Check them out on Twitter at B Plus Radio. Also, check out their sponsors over at Audible. You can get podcasts, read books, all kinds of different things. You can try it out for 30 days free. Go to audibletrial.com/B plus players. And don't forget to check out our sponsors over at Too Sweet Magazine. Find them on Twitter at 2TOO Sweet Mag. All right, some news I just had mentioned to you. Apparently, Dean Malenko had quit. I've been reading it's due to like health reasons.
oh, that's unfortunate.
I don't know what's wrong with him. Like, it hasn't come out, but that was what I had read.
I mean, he's not really a young guy, so I mean, it's. I mean, it's sad. I mean, it's like I hope he's all right, but if it had to be something bad enough to have him stop doing his job, so.
Because he's what, in his probably mid-50s, I would think.
Yeah, and that's really not even that old.
No. I'm about to look it up. Just for curiosity's sake. He is 58.
Okay. I mean, he retired in 2001, so I mean, he's been retired for a fairly long time.
Yes.
I believe that's what I just read. It was 2001.
That sounds about right. It was after the whole, like, thing with Lita.
Yeah.
It wasn't too long after that. I know one of the other big things that came out was Undertaker and Kurt Angle were pulled off of StarCast.
Yes. I do remember that.
I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Yeah, I also think it's fucking just bad policy to do something like that on all parties' account.
To me, it comes off as like petty.
I just think it's really bad form for all parties, not included Starcast, because all they did was pay money for something. um, I don't know. It kind of bothers me that they were willing to put up all that money and he gets yanked, this close to the event. It makes me mad with him, and it makes me mad with WWE.
Absolutely, because the only thing it's hurting is the fans.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's probably hurting Starcast too, but it's like, he made a commitment, and the fact that now he's going to go back on that commitment, I mean, it's the fact that he'd be like, nobody made you go out there and say that you were going to start doing independent signings. That's where my problem lies. It's nobody asked him to go do it. It's something he went out there. Undertaker is now taking bookings. You should fucking honor those commitments regardless. Like, you know what I mean? It's the fact that now he can just sign a contract that Like the fact that he's willing to sign a contract that will include him backing out of an appearance that he set up himself, I think is really bad form on his part.
I agree with you. It's like you said, if you sign a contract or agree to be somewhere, you should show up.
Yeah, and it's like my big problem with that is that after what 30 years of not doing anything, he willfully decided I'm going to go make appearances. And then is now not going to do it because he signed a new contract. And that's what bothers me. Like, if you were going to be willing to sign a new contract and not make your appearance, what was the point of taking the appearance in the first place?
To be honest with you, it almost sounds like he was leveraging WWE, saying, "Hey, I'm going to go do this if you don't give me more money."
I don't know what it is. I just think it's really bad form.
No, I completely agree with you. I just, like I said, I feel bad for the fans that, maybe we know we're on the fence about going to StarCast, and then they see, oh, well, Kurt Angle and The Undertaker are going to be there, and they buy tickets, and then, they pull out.
I care less about the fans than I do about entrepreneurs trying to run a business. I mean, the fans are going to have a million other people there. I mean, that's less of what bothers me. I care more about the promoters who are trying to put this together. For the fans, like they're the ones who were willing to shell out that money. They're the ones who have to deal with people being upset that Undertaker won't show up.
Yeah, I know.
They're about to go through a ton of fucking headache now over this.
Definitely.
For those people who now aren't going to get their way, who are going to want refunds, all of those entitled fans who probably would have gone anyway, but now have an excuse to say, now I want my money back because now Undertaker's not going to be there. I feel very badly for these promoters.
No, that's a good point too. And speaking of which, since the last time we talked, Cody announced his opponent for Double or Nothing.
Which is, I can kind of understand, like, well, what's going on? This is a good segue. Well, what's going on now with Luke Harper? Because people are saying he's being punished for going public with the fact that he asked for his release, and that's why they're extending it, which I think is petty as fucking humanly possible. But apparently he asked, he didn't make a big deal about it, and he was granted his release.
That's cool. I think the match is actually going to be really good.
Oh, so do I. I think it's going to be very good. I think it's going to be a very good match.
And I like the video build-up they had to announce it.
Yes, like for his part, yeah. I like that a lot.
And I like the new like face paint he's wearing, Dustin, with like the red and everything.
Fucking Kane dust.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of, fucking Kane dust.
Yeah. But I'm really excited for that. But you mentioned that's a good segue about Luke Harper. I feel really bad for him.
So do I. I think it's awful what is happening to him. I truly, truly do.
And if you're going to extend the guy like 6 months on his contract, then use him.
See, that's my big problem with it, is because they don't go and they don't use him. Like, he's gonna sit there now, and it's a fucking shame because he's a great big guy. And it's like, I don't know why there's a lack. Like, if you don't want to use him, let him go. Like, stop with this fucking petty, oh, well, we're not going to have him worth anything for another company.
Exactly, dude, because he would be killing it on the independent scene.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't have a plan for a guy, don't fucking take away his ability to produce for himself. Like, again, like, that shit bothers me, man.
You have every right to, because I read they had plans for him Something with Sami Zayn. And then after, I guess he asked for his release, like publicly, they scrapped it.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought he hadn't asked. I mean, he asked after those plans were scrapped.
Oh, maybe I misunderstood.
I could be wrong, but I thought that's what it was.
Either way, he's not being used.
Yeah, no, not at all. I thought the Bludgeon Brothers were fucking ridiculous. I'm happy that they used a Rowan, but I think that has a very short shelf life.
I like, Rowan is okay, but Harper is, far more talented in the ring.
Yes. Yes.
Not saying that Eric Rowan is bad, it's just he's good at what he does.
Yeah, but if you want an all-around match, you want Harper. If you want a monster.
Yeah, remember, I think they have said he was the guy that could have a good match with anybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a shame because he's in good shape now. It's a shame what WWE is doing to a lot of guys. They're taking away their golden years by locking them into ridiculous contracts. With no intention on using them.
Yeah, it's like especially the people that are unhappy. Usually, I won't say all the time.
Well, that and then they freeze their fucking contracts, which I think is ridiculous. I know it's within their legal right, but I think that practice is so ridiculous. I think that shit should be fucking outlawed. The fact that they have very little say over their own career, over their own character.
But yet they're independent contractors.
Yeah. They can't take that body of work with them if they go elsewhere for fear of public fucking prosecution or fucking being sued for copyright shit.
Yeah, speaking of which, that's a good segue. Because you had mentioned about off air with Kevin Owens turning so quickly.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons might have been because they used the name the Big O.
I don't think it would have anything to do with him. They're talking about the Big O, like
the dude from NYWC.
Yeah, I don't think that's copywritten.
Yeah, I can't remember the word he used specifically, but he said it. He didn't say copywritten. He said something else.
Trademarked?
I'd have to find it, but
it's because this plan was supposed to be in there for what was they did all those vignettes with him being like the good dad and everything.
Yeah.
It's just that when Daniel Bryan got hurt, and for whatever it is, he's going to be out a while, so they went with this current storyline.
I'm happy with that because you figured it was going to happen sooner or later anyway.
I would have liked it where like him and Zay, because like now with Jeff being hurt, it looks like they're going to have to drop the titles, the Hardys.
Yes.
So I would have liked to see like them win the tag titles. And then he turned on them because he wants the world title.
That would have been a cool way to do it.
Yeah, I think it would have been different.
I will say this: he made me crack up laughing with his awful dancing.
What do you mean?
Owens like trying to do the moves that the New Day does. It was hilarious.
Yes. Yeah, he's a funny dude.
But to me, this, and I know you'll agree with this, suits him more. He's a perfect bad guy.
Oh yeah. I would have liked to see him. Like I like seeing him as a babyface, though. I mean, I think he's a very good. He shows humility well. I think he can. He's not afraid to make an ass out of himself. He can be vulnerable. I think he has the potential to be a very good, like, if not just pure babyface, but like an anti-hero, somebody who's very sarcastic, but like you could get behind.
A lot like Stone Cold was back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to make that comparison. Yeah, but yes, very much like that. But I could also see him being also more good with that though. Like just also was a badass, plain and simple. I could also see like I couldn't really see him playing a like I wouldn't see like as much as people want to say everyday man. I don't, not everybody I know is like Stone Cold. Not everybody can walk around like just beating the shit out of everybody. Kevin Owens is heavy set. He's got a weird looking beard. He's not the best looking guy in the world. You know what I mean? Like that's more believable to me.
Yeah, that he's just a regular dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the way I can explain it. He's just a normal dude.
Yeah. That's exactly it. He's just an everyday man.
Yeah, that's a fair way of saying it.
Right.
Like a guy that you go into like Walmart or the restaurant and see, eating with his family.
Yep. Blue collar.
And I think that, whether people choose to believe it or not, that works more times than not.
Oh, I agree.
Here's something interesting I read, and take it for what it's worth. AJ won the number one contendership to face Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank.
Yes.
I read something and I didn't know this until I read this. Apparently, Money in the Bank is the final episode of Game of Thrones that night.
Okay.
And that's the reason they did that match.
Yeah, you're not gonna have to Game of Thrones people go watch fucking wrestling instead of. Okay, like that's gonna be the final episode of Game of Thrones.
I just thought that was a little silly.
Yeah, I think that's very silly. Fucking double E being double E. What can you do?
Well, I was going to say I could totally see Vince McMahon doing that.
But why? Why don't they want to watch it?
Speaking of Raw this past week, they had. I know a lot of people didn't like it. Me and you personally really liked it. Was the return of Bray Wyatt?
Man, I thought that was fucking fantastic. I loved that. The Firefly Funhouse, I'm so on board with. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. I thought it was great.
I told you haven't seen it, but people that are listening that have seen it don't know what I'm talking about. It reminds me of the YouTube thing, "Don't hug me, I'm scared."
Oh, it's just awesome. Apparently, a lot of people had a problem with it. A lot of shareholders had a problem with it.
And sponsors, from what I read.
I heard more the shareholders, but yeah, maybe sponsors as well.
I don't personally see the big deal.
Well, the whole idea of like a cult leader for kids. Like, I can definitely understand what the concern is. Like, seeing the concern and agreeing are two completely different things. Like, I definitely see like why people may have concern.
Definitely.
Because this is seemingly, even though it's not intended for, it's being marketed towards like, hey kids, I definitely see them coming out with like a fucking Bray Wyatt, Funhouse playset. It's guys like us, may buy it, but wrestling playsets are meant for kids. You know what I mean? So I can understand some of the concern, but I hope they don't can it.
I got you. I hope they don't either. And I sent you the tweet that Bray Wyatt put out about that.
Yeah, I had actually seen that tweet, and I'm like, man, that's funny. I mean, it's. I hope it just doesn't go away because I think this can be very good for him. I like the duality with it.
Yeah, well,
the hurt and heal.
yeah. Um, like
You know what
he,
I'm talking about?
yes, his gloves.
Yeah.
Because when he goes to bring his hands up, you have like that part of where it's like where the character starts to get really dark.
Well, yeah, he's just sitting there listening to that, the hurt glove. He brings his hand up. It's like the hurt glove is talking to him.
Yeah.
That's a nuance I think a lot of people missed. Is right as he takes out the chainsaw, he puts his hand up to his ear as if the hurt glove is talking to him, and they have a sound over it as if there's like whispering there, and then that's when he comes back with the chainsaw. And I think it's a nuance because I had to bring it up to a couple friends. They were like, "Oh shit, I didn't even realize that." So I think that's a key. So. No, I just think it'll be fun. Yeah, it was silly. It was over the top. It was ridiculous. It's pro wrestling. Oh, did you hear who WWE supposedly offered a job to?
Who?
Who would be the last person you would think WWE would want to offer a job to?
Joey Ryan.
WWE I believe, has offered a contract to Joey Ryan.
That's shocking to me.
I think it has to do with a couple years of wrestling and then like a backstage, like a trainer kind of role after that. Because again, I don't know what his desire is on the remainder of his career. He could be, at the point like if he was offered that, I'm sure he's had talks with people about possibly being at the twilight of his career, if you know what I mean. Like,
yes.
So it's just apparently this is a thing. I don't have much details on it, but I've heard this within the last couple of days. So yeah, the penis guy. Like, what the fuck would they like? That would have to be a. What would they do with him? Like he couldn't be Joey Ryan, right?
Or he would be a very watered down version.
No, they couldn't keep him as Joey Ryan. I don't think so.
I mean, I don't
fucking
like
kids go and Google him. Like, there's nothing good you're gonna find. I love Joey Ryan. There's nothing good that you're gonna find on Joey Ryan on the internet. Not for a PG company.
No, I can't see Joey doing it because he's making a lot of money on the indie scene.
See, that's what I'm thinking, that he's one of these guys that is just making enough bank where I don't think he needs to. But if it's going to secure him a future, I could also see it being something like that would make sense for him.
That's fair. The only reason I say I can't see it is because he's got the sponsorship with Pornhub still.
Yeah, but how much of a sponsorship is it really? Okay, he has a sponsorship. It's...
Yeah, I don't know. And I'll say this. I'll give him credit, man, because if you're a guy that can go and charge people wrestle at WrestleCon during WrestleMania week $30 to grab your junk and take a picture with it, more power to you, dude.
Yeah, and I'm sure he had people do that.
Oh, I've seen like pictures of dudes doing it.
I have nothing to say about that. I'm completely all about everybody just do themselves.
Yeah, but that, to me, that's just weird.
Yeah, like why would you just pay to touch somebody else's genitals? Like, to me, that's what the problem lies. I don't give a fuck whose genitals they are. Like, why would you pay?
That was just a weird one to me, but hey, I told someone else this. That's when you know you've made it in life, when you could get people to pay to do that.
Alright, that's when you know when you as a dude have made it, because like I know mad dudes would be willing to go pay to touch a chick's fucking hoo
Oh
ha.
yeah,
I mean, people were willing to lay in a bed with Sunny while she was dressed for a picture.
I remember that.
I mean, good for her. I mean, like the people who were bitching about it are the ones that nobody wants to pay to see to begin with. So I mean, it's yo, I was all for fucking Sunny, you know, doing the porn shit. I mean, the fucking Skype shit. Make your money. Hey, motherfuckers just jealous. Ain't nobody want to see them naked.
I was gonna say it's free enterprise, man.
I mean, like, who the fuck is she hurting if she's at home fucking diddling herself in front of her webcam? I mean,
Exactly.
she ain't getting herself fucking arrested. She needs to go back to doing that shit.
Yeah, maybe she'll stay out of jail.
I'm saying, right?
Oh man, that's funny.
I don't think I feel bad. I mean, I like Sunny, but she a train wreck, bro.
She has been for a while. Oh, that's what I wanted to bring up. I just saw this the other day. Dean Ambrose has officially been moved to the alumni section on WWE.com.
Yes, I saw that as well.
So for all of yous that said it was a work, I guess you were wrong.
Yeah, there are a lot of people like getting heated about it too, and I'm like, yo, you fucking marks, like you're still like, who cares? Like, why are you so invested in this?
What I've been doing lately, and it's been getting people fired up, is I'm like, Dean Ambrose is dead. All hail John Moxley.
And how does that get people upset?
Because he's Dean Ambrose. He's not John Moxley. I was like, well, apparently he is now.
Oh,
Like, people legitimately get upset over that.
I don't know why. Yeah, see, this is why because how you can't tolerate this stuff. This why I just don't do any of that. Because
I understand, but I'm happy for him. Like, because I told people that said they wanted him to stay, I'm like, all I want is for the dude to be happy. And if the dude is unhappy where he's at now, why can't he just go be happy somewhere else?
yeah, I just I don't know. I guess
You know, and I don't even consider it a money thing. It's just, if you're miserable, the money doesn't matter.
yeah. I also just because more so with wrestlers than anybody else, people get so consumed with like contracts and why people do things and what their motivations are. Fucking like, why is that? Is it like why is it wrestling more than anything else? Like, why is it that people have the biggest problem with separating a wrestler and like their fucking privacy?
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's weird to me too.
Who cares why they quit? Who cares what their motivations are? People feel like they're owed something. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, you're not owed nothing. Not you, just
People in general.
like you're not owed an explanation on anything. For anything. For any reason. Nobody owes you nothing.
Absolutely. I also wanted to touch on this. Have you seen the new signings this past week from AEW?
I saw some, don't think any of them are maybe one stood out, and I don't remember who it is now.
I'm trying to find
See,
it.
see, the thing with AEW, and it's what I tell people that I like the most, is I don't know who a lot of these people are. Because, like, I've intentionally got myself so far out of indie wrestling, because now indie wrestling is either NXT, because that's where all the good guys are, or not the quality I want to sit through. It's not a knock on anybody. It's just my own.
I understand you like what you like.
But these guys, like, I have a feeling that anything they're going to be involved in is going to be good because it's through Cody and the Bucks and this new venture. So it's like I'm very excited. The fact that I don't know who most of these people are. I believe there's been a couple of Asian signees. I say Asian because I don't know where in Asia they're from. If they're from China, if they're from
Yeah,
Japan. I think there was a couple of females from Japan added, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
Am I correct with that?
yeah. Yuka Sasaki
Okay, I don't know who she is, but
and Asia Kong is the only other one on this site that I'm looking at.
okay. That Sasaki girl is the one who looks like a schoolgirl, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I thought there was one that they signed written. Who did they sign this week?
This week it was Leva Bates.
Okay, Blue Pants. For those who
Yeah,
don't know.
I think it's Peter Avalon.
Okay, I think he's from the East Coast.
Yeah, and the tag team Private Party.
Another one from the East Coast.
Yeah, they're a really good tag team.
You see Evilise is at the Performance Center?
Yeah, did you see the photo?
What was wrong with the photo?
She just looked so like unhappy. Maybe they caught her at a bad time. But the photo I saw, she just looked like not happy.
Probably in the middle of training. Like, those tryouts aren't fun. I mean,
But
they
no,
get fucking
that's
killed.
interesting that she's there.
Why?
I didn't expect her to go back.
Oh, no, I think she's been very vocal about wanting to try to go back. You know, I mean, like, she's made a name for herself with Lucha Underground. She's just been stuck in that awful contract.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, no, she definitely, I mean, like, she may be wanted by NXT, I mean, by AEW and stuff like that, but you never know. I mean, it's like, I'm sure she just wants to get paid. She's gotten light years better than what she was. What was it, Tough Enough she started out with?
Yes.
Was it Tough Enough, or was it one of the NXTs?
I'm pretty sure it was Tough Enough.
Okay. Was it the same Tough Enough that Patrick Clark came from?
No, it was an earlier one, I think.
Okay.
It was either the one with John Morrison on it or the one before that.
Was it really that long ago?
Yeah.
No, it couldn't be that long ago.
I'm about to look it up.
Because which one was he? Because was he on the $1 million one, or was he on after the $1 million? Because the $1 million one was where Daniel Puder won, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I think it was after. I have to check.
Because I don't know. Was Miz on the $1 million Tough Enough or no?
No.
Okay.
He was on the one that was on, like, SmackDown.
Okay.
Wish I could find their roster. I'm trying to find her.
Who?
Evilise.
Oh. I mean, it helps that she's always kept her name for the most part.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find it. Because I'm pretty sure... Hang on, I'll find it this way.
I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, it's just... I didn't think she was that recent, but I didn't think it was a long time ago.
Huh. Because I know it was just a recent tryout they had.
What?
WWE that she was in. Here it is. Hang on. Because I found the list of talent.
Oh, you could have just looked her up from her Lucha Underground page.
Oh, Lance Noah was in that tryout.
And Hawaii?
Yeah. He's related to Roman. He's on MLW. He's really good.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of work for Pro Wrestling Syndicate when I was watching PWS back before they became WrestlePro.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but he's a talented dude.
Yeah, he was very early in his career then.
Wow. I didn't. That shows you how much I pay attention.
Yeah, I know the year I went to WrestleMania, I'm pretty certain he was on the card, that their super card that year.
Huh.
But yeah, but again, he was real young. Tremont was also on that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was the first time I had ever seen Tremont.
He's gotten in a lot better shape now that he's not that he's in bad shape. That he's like training every week now.
Oh, that's good then.
Because he trains his students like at least once a week, sometimes two. So he's in there, and I was like, dude, I'm not trying to be rude, but like you look way better.
I mean, I'm sure that's good for him too. I mean, like, yeah, because is he still working?
Oh yeah,
For some reason, I thought he retired.
he cut back on a lot of dates. He's trying to like keep himself healthy. He finally listened to me because I was like, dude, you need to like take care of yourself.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, it's very short shelf life. The type of work he does, for the type of wrestling he does,
Oh, absolutely.
and he has a young family, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That's more important than anything else. Especially if he's getting down to the management side of things. Like, this is where you let your body go back to normal. Let other people less intelligent than you go sacrifice their bodies. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
mean that as a knock, but if you got the mind for it, get the fuck out.
He does, dude. His company's really grown in the last year.
No, I'm all for entrepreneurial stuff.
Heck yeah! Why kill your body if you don't have to?
No, I'm a strong proponent of that.
Have you heard this rumor that they want SmackDown to be 3 hours when they go to Fox?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, it's because again, my strong belief is that 3 hours of good wrestling is fine, because if you're not gonna, the amount of time doesn't matter if it's good wrestling. People, like, if I have to watch 3 hours of good wrestling, I will. It's not the length of time. It's the stories that they write are so fucking awful.
Yeah, like you said, if it's good wrestling and keeps you entertained, you're not gonna complain.
Yeah, it's just the fact that they don't give us good wrestling. It's that we get like what we had the night after WrestleMania, bait and switch all the time. Oh, it's gonna be, they're gonna unify the titles. LOL. No, here's the bar.
Dude, I don't know if I had mentioned it on this show, but their ratings, like, whole numbers wise, excuse me, from last year's Night After Mania to this year's Night After Mania dipped almost 1 million people.
Yeah, I mean, it's signs that what they're doing isn't working. And I think it's time that Vince starts paying attention to that. I mean, like, he may be, because at least now it's like we did have Kofi win. That can't be lost. Like, the importance of that can't be lost. That it's a start for things to change. It absolutely is a start. It's just, we just got to see where that takes us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And now that he's got newer people in the back, maybe that'll help in the long run.
Well, apparently it's coming out now that Vince doesn't desire to take any time away when he does the XFL.
Oh God.
So I'm not quite sure how I feel on that, because I don't think that he either will be successful if he's trying to do both.
Yeah, I think he'll lose his ass on that, frankly.
Yeah, I'm not optimistic about that prospect.
Because if the AAF couldn't even survive an entire season with the NFL helping them,
Yeah, no, I agree fully.
I mean, I think it's a concept that could work, but I don't know how.
Yeah, for some reason, Americans just aren't conditioned to have multiple major sports leagues. Like in Europe, I don't see this being a question because you have all the major soccer leagues, you have multiple basketball leagues. Here, it's this idea that there has to be a like
Number
one
one,
top.
top dog.
I mean, and even to my understanding in soccer, it is like that. The leagues are definitely structured that one is definitely better than the other. But I mean, like I don't understand why concepts like that don't work here for other sports. Like why there needs to be people who go to Canada or Europe to go play basketball because there's only one league here.
Yeah. I had a
But
guy, I'm sorry not to cut you off. I had a guy I went to high school with that played basketball and couldn't make it professionally here, and he had to go play in like Greece or Italy or somewhere. Just because, there wasn't any other viable options other than the NBA.
no, it really makes no sense whatsoever to me. But it's. I hope it works, but I don't think it will if he's only able to give part of his attention to it.
I think everybody wishes he would take a break from wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder though. I wonder if he'd be willing to give over control of SmackDown to have it run as a completely separate kind of show.
That'll be interesting because it's not that far off the Fox debut.
Well, that's what I mean. When it launches, let Hunter be more in control. Let Hunter be the one ultimately responsible for SmackDown.
That would be interesting because I think with the new set of like writers and producers and stuff they have backstage, it could really work.
I do too. And say what you want about Hunter as a wrestler. I think him as management, I think he's the best thing that could happen to that country. I mean, to that company.
Yeah, and I think the new people they have now they're not being I guess you would say showcased the best of their ability because of like Vince undermining everything, you know?
Yeah.
Because I read a report I sent to another friend earlier this week that they didn't finish the rewrites for the script for Raw until like 2 minutes before they went live.
And there's been multiple occasions where it's going on, where the show's going on, and they're still writing the script. How the fuck are you writing a script and you don't know where the end of it's going to be?
I
Like,
can't
how do you
imagine
start
the
executing
stress.
it? Fucking 9 o'clock on a show that starts at 8 o'clock, and the script isn't fully finished yet.
Like I said, dude, I can't imagine the stress.
Not for me.
I bet you that's what happened with Road Dogg, man. He just got burnt the fuck out.
You know what I'm getting tired of? Chris Jericho talking about wrestling. Everywhere I see Chris Jericho is giving his fucking opinion on something. I'm so tired of it. Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose. I'm sure if he wants to come to AEW, he'd be more than welcome. Is he in management? I don't believe so. So why is he talking about who's welcome?
I don't know.
And I see this a lot with him. It just drives me crazy because it's like you're not part of management. I don't know.
I hear you. Sometimes Chris talks too much.
yeah, just he starts seeing. I mean, he just starts. I don't even know how to put it. He's just been driving me crazy the last year. He's become such a mark for himself.
No, I understand what you're saying.
But yeah,
But on that note, what are you up to the rest of this weekend?
not much. My wife's at work today, so I'm just kind of chilling around. I'm experiencing allergies, like uh, springtime allergies for the first time, so I'm not really enjoying that too much.
Isn't it
Tried,
awful?
yeah, I tried laying down before. I'm gonna try laying down now because I knew I had to get up for this, and when I know I have anything on my mind, I just can't be. I can't get comfortable, so I have to lay down for 45 minutes. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm up."
Yeah, I'm just kind of relaxing. I'll probably watch the rest of the NFL draft today because it's only on for a little while longer and just kind of loaf around the house.
Yo, bro, who the fuck is that guy that we drafted? I would literally turn into Conor McGregor. I was like, who the fuck is that guy?
I had other like Giants fans. They wouldn't that I'm friends with. They wouldn't talk to me.
Now, my realistic question, because a friend of mine said he was in the top couple in the draft anyway, that he was in the top class of quarterbacks. Is this correct?
Yeah, but the thing is, the quarterback class wasn't great this year. If it was any other year, he probably would have got drafted today.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm sure they were privy to information we weren't. Um, who knows, man? He may turn into Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Well, from what I read, apparently he trained with the Mannings.
Oh,
So I'm wondering if that had something to do with it.
yeah. I've been joking around that Eli had a hand in it. So they're like, who's the worst quarterback we could possibly pick right now? Just so Eli doesn't ever have to retire. His input is just picking the worst fucking guy, throwing it at a dartboard.
Well, the funny thing is, the day after they picked this kid, Eli said he's not doing his radio show on New York radio anymore.
Oh wow,
For Mike Francesca, I think it is.
Francesa, yeah.
Yeah, someone had sent me that. I was like, wow, somebody got their feelings hurt.
Oh well.
Yeah, life goes on. You got millions of dollars. You ain't got nothing to be sad about.
Yeah, I think the Steelers are actually on the clock right now.
Oh, okay.
So,
But on that note, we're going to get out of here for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all that stuff, and we'll see you back next time. Have a good day, everybody.